Hey, you, did you know you can serve 4 terms as the President of the United States of America, technically? Now, I know what you're thinking, but doesn't the Constitution say that a president can serve only 2 terms? Yes, it does. However, you can serve 2 extra terms by exploiting the terms for becoming president. Basically, this exploit has to do with the office of the vice president. As you might know, if the president can't continue their term, they will be replaced by their vice president, who will then continue their term for the remainder of it. Now, that term, which would be the new president's first, is not considered to be their actual term. Instead, it's seen as the term of their predecessors, meaning that if they run in the next election and win, that would then be their first actual term. That would mean they would be allowed to run in the next election as well, and if they win that as well, they would have served 3 terms in office, but according to the law, they would have only served for 2. Wait, doesn't that limit you to only serve 3 terms in office? How do you serve for 4 then? Well, here's the step-by-step game plan for that. First, you need to become vice president. This can be done either by getting picked as your party's vice presidential nominee, or being sworn in as vice president if the current one leaves the office. As long as you fit all of the requirements to become vice president, which are the same as becoming president, then you're good to go. One of the stipulations is that you can't have served for 2 terms as president. Keep this in mind, as it will be important later. Step 2. Get rid of the president. As discussed before, in order to become the president is to get rid of the man in charge. This is definitely somewhat tricky, because it's somewhat hard to remove the most powerful person in the world from their position. There are 3 main ways you can get rid of them. 1. Get him to resign. This is definitely the hardest part, because why would someone resign from the most powerful position in the world? Out of all the presidents in United States history, only one of them resigned, and it was because of a pretty big scandal going on at the time. So unless the president gets into a life-running scandal that forces them to resign, then you're shit out of luck in getting them to resign. 2. Try to get the Congress to impeach the president. To get the Congress to run a real impeachment hearing, you'll need a pretty good case for it. There have been thousands of impeachment attempts on American politicians. Most of them were thrown out. But 4 impeachment trials were called up on 3 different US presidents. They were all acquitted though. Unless everyone is on your side in Congress, then you're once again shit out of luck. 3. Kill the president. This is the easiest way to remove the president from their position. However, considering that you're watching this video for real advice to your future political career, then you will eventually fuck something up, and you won't be president or alive. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how to kill the president, because it's not very legal to do. So use your imagination instead. Anyway, let's say that the president's position is left open. So now, you will be sworn in as the new president. Step 3. Win the next election. Depending on how popular you are within your party / the general public, you might win your party's nomination easily, or through a bloodbath. Anyway, after you become your party's nominee, you need to win the election, and if you do, serve the full 4 years, and then get back to this tutorial. Step 4. Repeat all the previous steps. So now, you have served for 2 terms. However, according to the law, you would have only served 1. Meaning while you have served 2 terms, you have only served 1 elected term. Meaning if you want to serve 4 terms, you need to become vice president again. Remove the president when you become vice president, and then run for re-election in the next election. Now, if you've done everything according to plan, you would have served for 4 terms, but only for 2 elected terms. So you're technically in the clear legally, and you'll be getting cock massages and brofists from all sides. Now, 4 terms isn't enough. You can always become acting president, which is just being president, but in name, meaning the president you're acting for is still the man in charge, but you just take care of all of their duties, and you receive no recognition for it. And as soon as the president or vice president can assume their position as president, you're thrown out. 2. Become acting president, you need to be the Speaker of the House, the oldest member of the Senate, or a member of the president's cabinet. Anyway, those were the ways to sever 4 terms as president, and also a bonus part for serving as acting president. Now go away. Jos perseille triinalkaa hän hepuloida,
Hän joskus demonilta kuulostaa, naapurikin vai